I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Joke. I cannot believe this is happening.
Almost immediately after releasing the trailer, or possibly getting ahead of it, maybe the video was released like this, comments are turned off of course, and a dislike ratio so utterly abysmal, it rivals that of some of the worst YouTube videos on the platform. 26,000 likes to 325,000 dislikes. That's not even a 10% like ratio. Of course, the woke gaslighting campaign begins. The Guardian writes, when Cleopatra was alive, she wasn't categorized by the color of her skin. We've got this from Variety. Queen Cleopatra director speaks out. What bothers you so much about a black Cleopatra? What bothers me so bad about a black Cleopatra? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that this is literally my history. My entire family lineage is Greek or from the Roman Empire. Maybe, just maybe, it's a little bit insulting, a little bit frustrating when you take my people's history and rewrite it, taking it for yourself and your people, essentially erasing my history. Now I can already hear the leftoids going on and on, erasing history coming from a white male. Who are you to speak? A pathetically cringe response. You know, how would the black community feel if Netflix decided to do a docudrama series on Martin Luther King Jr. and they replaced him with the whitest man on earth? Buildings would be burning. You know, it's funny because we always see these leftists going on and on about cultural appropriation and just how bad it is. Well, this right over here is probably the only actual legitimate instance of real negative cultural appropriation. This right here is culture theft, and the backlash is getting so intense that now an Egyptian lawyer is suing Netflix for casting a black woman as Cleopatra. As shared by Variety, a number of academics are upset by this decision. They're claiming that Cleopatra, who was born in the Egyptian city of Alexandria in 69 BC and belonged to the Greek-speaking dynasty, was of European descent and not black. Additionally, an Egyptian lawyer has reportedly filed a complaint demanding that legal measures are taken to block Netflix outright in Egypt to prevent the show from airing. That just goes to show how offended the Egyptians are. But this whole thing is extra frustrating because it goes even beyond the whole woke nonsense. You know, there's this sort of effort from certain groups to rewrite history and reattribute it as really belonging to black people in Africa. This claim, this accusation that white people stole history from black Africans and rewrote it as being white history. These totally discredited Afrocentric theories that claim sub-Saharan Africans were descended from ancient Egyptians. It's ahistorical, it's wrong. Frankly, what it is the stealing of history, and what makes it extra frustrating is it's the stealing of my history. But of course, did you think that it would end there? As people turned on Vikings Valhalla, seeing this, they took the king of Norway, if I'm not mistaken, from hundreds of years ago. I think his name was Hakon Sirgard or something, who historically has been depicted to look something like this, you know, a typical Norwegian Chad, and Netflix decided that that wasn't woke or progressive enough, and so they turned Hakon Sigurdsson not only a gender swap, but a race swap as well. Yes, a middle-aged black woman was the king of Norway over 1,000 years ago in the late 900s.
If I ever decide to kill myself, that will be the last line of my suicide note.